Welcome to the WCW Fantasy Report, episode 32. This is not the Puta Thunder, this is Treno Ramon. I will be your special guest host tonight, and we have all the info on the future of WCW. Now, Thunder ain't here, but the show will go on. Why don't we get to the news with Dick Cumslurper? Oh yes, thank you, Mr. Ramon, and that's Cumslurper. One word. Yes, WCW fans, it is a dark day here at the WCW Fantasy Report, as we are sad to report that this will most likely be the very last WCW Fantasy Report. The WCW has been bought out and will be merging with rival fantasy sports league, the Fantasy Republic. Their first order of business was signing Thunder to a lucrative new deal to host an all-new Fantasy Republic report. A new day has begun. It may not be so bad after all. Now there is only 1 week left and it's gonna be a doozy. Remember, only each division leader and one wildcard team advance to the playoffs, so 4 teams total. The wildcard is determined by whichever team has the best record after the division champions. Only one team is currently mathematically eliminated from the playoffs. All the other teams still have a chance. Some, a very slim chance, but a chance nonetheless. Now let's take a look at the standings going into the final week. In the Rook division is the only team that has clinched a playoff spot. Zach's Cicero UIWND frame team has clinched the division and will be advancing, but fighting for a wild card spot are the Phoenix Foundation and Jesuits, while America is the first and only team playing for nothing, as they are mathematically eliminated from playoff contention. That silly Puta Thunder and his terrible team, I had to carry his baseball team. Did you know that, Dick? Pero you know what, it doesn't matter. The Night Division, they currently have the Horsemen and the Bandits sitting at 6-6, and only 1 game back are John Cena and the Shankers. Now, the Shankers and John Cena can only win the division to make the playoffs, since the wild card will definitely be at least a 7-5 record. And that CJ, he's a bitch. Yes, he is. Now in the Bishop division, we have an even more interesting story. There is a 3-way tie for first between the Zombies, the Cranes, and the Sharingan Warriors. Meanwhile, the Crooks have scrapped back to be only 1 game back of the lead. Remember that the tiebreaker for both division champions and that wild card spot in the event of the tie is total points scored. Now with all that in mind, let's take a look at the wild card standings. Now we've only removed teams that do not factor into the wild card chase, and are showing you only the teams that can win the wild card. But don't forget, teams on this list can still win their division. A lot of teams are going to be wishing for a little December magic in this final week, since the playoff hopes for the 6-6 teams are hinging on the 7-5 teams losing, and all of the teams have to be concerned with scoring as high as possible, since those tiebreakers are going to most likely determine several of the playoff spots.
Life is about balance. When you achieve balance, the impossible becomes possible. Pick me, grasshopper.
He be in a spaceship. I see all those, I call them contraptions. as, I wouldn't say a waste of money, but I don't think it really makes that much of a difference. I think it's more of a mind thing. Just your mindset being that you're in here and it's supposed to do this, and you get up and you just feel good because you got in it. You know, I feel good out here every day, and I have what some would call the worst diet in the world.
May I have hotcakes with sausage, 2 sausage egg McMuffins, and a large orange juice.
I've been able to survive on McDonald's still to this day. You know, nothing has changed about my eating habits.
They say breakfast of champions, lunch and dinner of champions. My pregame meal. Don't let them tell you McDonald's is bad for you.
Eat what you want to eat, and you work out the way you're supposed to. It's not going to bother you.
Let's go to dinner. McDonald's on me.
They always talk about the movie Super Size Me. Man, please. It's a freaking movie. It's not realistic. Child, please, is what they get.